Away, whoever's ready. All right.
Pete, what are sort of the defining characteristics of the Titans defense?
I think you see a strong, physical team that challenges you. I think they tackle well. They're always in the right position. Obviously, with their front, the way they play, not only the run, but also rush the passer, and then on the back end, aggressive and get up and challenge you. So I think we've got a big challenge ahead of us.
Pete, obviously we saw the big playability with Rasheed last year, but just tell us how much he's grown as just a receiver, his ability as a route runner, all the stuff that's outside of big fast.
I think the more and more reps that he can get, the more and more that he's involved with the offense and being a primary guy, that's it's going to be beneficial for him.
Obviously, like, you don't want him to miss 3 weeks of training camp or whatever he missed, but to have him get those couple weeks back before the regular season starts, how beneficial is that just for him and Derek?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely beneficial for them to just be on the field and working together, and then for him to get those reps that as a young receiver that you need.
Whenever you guys have Taysom running from the quarterback position, obviously a lot of people, especially when Drew was here, would refer to that as taking your quarterback off the field. But do you think of those as are they in your run play bucket?
Yeah, I think that obviously Taysom had a lot of success in his role last year, and I think that regardless of where he is or on the field or not, but if he's in that position, we consider that part of our run game, and the ability to put his ball in his hands is something that we feel really good about.
So I guess that without obviously getting you to reveal too much, but you guys signed Derek Carr and invest a lot in Derek Carr. That doesn't necessarily factor in we don't want to take Derek Carr off the field because those Taysom plays are complementary. They're not taking Derek Carr.
I think it's just it's what's best for the team and what's what we feel is the best situation for maybe that actual situation. So I think that no one's going to have any complaints, and I think it's about the team.
Pete, how do you feel like the summer went just in terms of forming an identity on offense and kind of building around Derek and everything?
Yeah, I think that really the process with Derek started right away. A lot of communication, and then talking about things that he did well in his past, and then things that we do here that kind of fit that as well, and just kind of combining it all, and that communication continued all the way through really the preseason, and now that we're into game plan week, it's putting together what we think that we've done and what we have in this offense, what fits best for this week.
You feel like that's come together strongly? You feel good about where things are going this season?
Yeah, I think it's week one, and we'll see, but I think we feel pretty good with where we're at.
Specific to you and Derek, how do you feel like that's chemistry has grown between quarterback and offensive coordinator?
Well, I think I feel like it's been great. I feel like there's been a ton of communication. So it's again him expressing something hey, we're putting a game plan together, and there might be some things that he does like and he doesn't like, and he'll let us know. And so I think that there's no hard feelings. I think we're going to try to get again also about our personnel, put our guys in the best situation possible with what they feel comfortable with.
Pete, how do you feel about the depth at running back, particularly behind Jamal?
I think that obviously we got some other guys in the building that we feel confident that are here, and they're here for a reason. And so whoever ends up being in that role on game day, we're confident. And again, it's about putting them in the situations that we feel comfortable with them being in.
Pete, I know it's not ideal not to have Alvin in the offense, but how much for you as a play caller do you embrace that challenge of trying to figure out how to deal without having Cam as one of your pieces
Well,
you turn to?
we always want to have him, but obviously, I think that's just part of the business. It's there's been injuries before where guys miss, and I think that's just something that you have to, as part of this job, you accept, and you just figure out other ways of how we can be successful without him.
In terms of timing, is it better kind of having a few weeks to kind of know that that suspension came, and then it's all right, I have more time than versus an injury that happened and you have
Well, yeah, I think if it was at the last minute, it wouldn't be good because then you probably have to go adjust. But at least know him prior to the start. At least you can get started on with who's going to be available.
How much different are Alvin and Jamal's running styles? A little different.
I think that there's a difference as far as just maybe. Maybe maybe speed, maybe physicality. But there's a little bit differences. But again, whoever has the ball in their hands, pretty confident with whoever it is.
I guess the better question is, does the game plan change at all, whether it's Alvin or Jamal?
Well, I would think this. I would think that there's communication with those players as well as to, hey, what do you guys like? What do you feel comfortable with? And as Doug and the run game guys are putting together a run plan, making sure that the guys are comfortable with it, and we also think that it fits with what we're seeing defensively.
How much of a benefit is it to have Jamal there while Alvin is out for a few weeks?
I think he's been a true pro. He's been great since he's walked in the building. I love him, and I think that he's a big part of what we're going to do.
What did you kind of learn just about yourself from last year that you think has helped you just this year, being in the same type of role 2 years in a row?
Yeah, I think this. I think it wasn't good enough, and I think that I got to be better. And I think that maybe times where I think I just got to go with my gut as opposed to maybe trying to, I don't want to say be conservative, but I think it's just there's a lot to learn without really saying anything specific to give anything away. But I think that I can be better.
Was helping Michael Thomas do for you as a play caller?
I think, well, anytime he's on the field, you love the opportunity when you can throw him the ball and you feel like it's like maybe a one-on-one matchup, or he's going over the middle or whatever he's doing, breaking out. I feel like when the ball's in his direction, you feel like he's going to come down with it.
Last year, the Titans had the #1 rush defense, so they were worst in the league in pass defense. How much does that become a factor as you plan for the first game of the season as far as how you're going to attack them?
Yeah, I think that all goes, without saying too much, I think that all goes part of the business as you're studying it and putting together a game plan, what you feel comfortable with. But I think that we're going to have to be able to do both to win this game.
We've seen just on the defensive side of football in the last couple of years, seen a lot of positionless type of players, guys playing safety, linebacker, nickel, whatever the case may be. You see more of that happening on the offensive side, just like kind of guys with unique, diverse skill sets. I mean, Juwan being one, or Taysom obviously. I mean, you see more of that coming in.
Well, I think the game's changed. I don't want to say it's changed, but I think that it goes about with you put your 53 together, and then when you're talking about the offensive guys for us, and same goes on the other side of the ball, you're making sure that you put them in their position to be successful, but doing things that they can do well. And if there's a little variety that comes along with it, I think maybe as has happened over the last few years, I think that's what you're trying to find a little bit maybe more creativity.
Is that like coming on you as a play caller then to see like, okay, this guy can do this, and maybe it's not like aligned traditionally with that type of position, but maybe we try to get him an opportunity to do that?
Yeah, I think that's all part of the game planning and making sure that they're in the right spots, and then feeling comfortable calling those plays.